Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be making a project to cover up this electrical panel. It's just in the corner of my living room and it's very visible and I want to cover it up. So we are going to deal with that. And I have a bunch of these sticks that were given to me by a family friend, so I plan on incorporating it into the project. So I was looking on Pinterest for ideas, and I found this piece, which is a combination of a moss wall and kumiko, which is a Japanese art form of sticking wood pieces together without any nails. And it is gorgeous. So I'm gonna do something similar to that, but I'm going to look at some more ideas to decide on a pattern for mine. Okay, so I arranged some wood pieces so that they would make up the size of the electrical panel, and I'm just gonna use some wood glue to stick them together, and it's just going to form kind of the foundation or like a backing so that the design can be placed on top, and then I'll put the moss pieces in between. Now that they have all been glued together, I'm gonna use some painter's tape to go along all of them, just to add some extra reinforcement. So this is what it is looking like at the moment, and I did forget I need to add these end pieces to make it the right length, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue those down. Now, just to make sure that this is all really going to stay together, I'm going to add more wood glue on the whole layer of this. So I'm just gonna squeeze as much of it as I can, and then I'm going to use this little stick to kind of really get it in the crevices. After that's all worked in, I started to work on the design. So this is what it's looking like, but I think I'm going to remove the outer lines here. And so I drew that in on top of everything. And I'm not worried about the blue tape because it's all gonna be covered in moss anyway, so you won't be able to see it by the time that this is all finished. Next, I have to add my wood pieces on top of all of the lines. And it is a little wobbly, so I'm gonna use some random things I have lying around to support it while it dries. Then I am going to measure where I need to cut this piece because it is too long. So I'm just gonna mark it right there and trim that excess off. And yep, that looks like it's going to fit. So now I'm going to glue it down. Now that these first pieces are dry, I'm going to remove these things and I'm going to start working on the rest of it. So it's going to be pretty much the same thing: measuring, cutting, gluing down, repeat. This part here is gonna need 6 of the same length. So I'm just gonna mark it once and then cut out the 6 pieces. As I'm looking at this pattern, I am really liking how it's looking, and I actually don't think I need the diagonal pieces, so I'm just going to leave it where it is. These pieces here are going to be used for the border of the whole piece, and I'm just going to stain them with some wood stain that I have so that they look a little bit different from the rest of the pattern, and then that way they can kind of define the edge a little bit more and draw a little bit less attention than the actual pattern on the inside. So I just let those pieces dry, and now I'm going to use some wood glue to connect them to make the desired lengths for all 4 sides. Next up, I'm going to harvest some moss from my backyard. So I found some nice pieces that I'm just going to dig up, and then I'm going to flip them upside down on some pavement just to dry out in the sun. I did also get some preserved moss from a craft store. It is already dyed, so it's going to retain that bright green color that the moss that I harvested from my backyard will not. So I'm just going to use some tacky glue to add pieces of it throughout the whole thing. This is the moss that I harvested, and I'm just going to continue laying that out until all of this is full, or as much of it as possible. Alright, unfortunately I forgot to hit record when I added all of the little stones and the butterflies, but yeah, there, as you can see, there's still some spots that are empty, so I'm just going to take some mirror paper that I have. It's just like sticker paper, but on one side it's reflective and it's just covered in this blue sticker that I can peel off. And yeah, it's shiny, mirror-like once you take that off. So I'm just gonna cut that to shape, and then I'm going to try to lay it in underneath the moss to cover those spots. Alright, now our piece is finished. What do you all think? I really enjoyed making this project. Definitely underestimated the amount of moss I was gonna need, but I think this looks a lot better than the electrical panel that was there before. But thank you for stopping by. Until next time.